What's up, guys? We're gonna brobeatz. I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make simple chords into complex melodies. If you guys haven't subbed already, return to zombie, do so because there's a bit of light. Let's hop right into it. BPM doesn't really matter. I'm just using a default, and we're just gonna go ahead and grab this scale and get started. So let's do a D minor. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started with our chords. All right. So this is the VST I'm using, and I just want to do a full walkthrough here on how to basically just go from your simple chords to like a complex melody, right? That's unique to you. So in this part, what I want to do is basically start simple, and we can just figure out how to get our progression or our like bass line. And it's pretty simple. So if you just make your chord or start with any chord within this scale, right? What you can start to do is play around with these notes, right? So if you move these up an octave, down an octave, you can start to get a little bass on, right? And of course, the more notes you have, the more you have to work with. And this is something that a lot of beginners, they don't realize they can do, right? When your chord progression is within your chord already. Another thing is I like to go backwards and then do the same thing here. Right? And then we can also fill in the blanks. And this is a more common one, actually. We can use this one, actually, because I kind of like this one. So you probably heard this in a lot of songs. Right? And that's like a super like common rap one. And let's move these over. Change the grid up. Just like this, create some bounce. And I talked about how to create rhythm in the last, well, not the last video, but one of my last ones. So there. So now our foundation is done. Everything we do from here is just you making it unique pretty much, right? So what I want to do now is actually show you how to build the chords from these. All right, so now that we have our foundation, I want to show you a new way to kind of get your chords, because you got to think a lot of people are going to watch this, right? And a lot of people are going to do this for their chords automatically. Just going to do this. Smooth this up. And this is what they're going to have for their chords. So what I like to do to kind of keep everything unique is the first thing is I like to pull these notes up an octave. Okay, so we can just pull these up an octave, copy it, pull it up one octave, just like that. And then the second step would be to add the fifth. Now, if you don't know how to add a fifth, the simple way is just to go on your root or whatever note that you have, right? And skip 6 notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then place your note. And then you get the fifth. And if you don't want to do that, which I don't, you go to fifth, you can go to stamps fifth, and then just put them in there. I messed this up. And then fifth, and there you go. And the reason I like doing this is because now we have a lot of range, and this isn't so much a blank canvas, especially when you're trying to come up with top melodies, because you have these like higher frequency notes. And on top of that, if you look, we have a lot of space to work with when we animate. So now you have a lot more notes to combine to create like your own melody. Because if we were to just do this, and I just want to show you for an example, right? If you look at the difference in space, you only have 2 notes to change from, right? So if you want to create some notes in between, you only have these notes to go from, right? But here, now you have all this. So that's why I like doing this. So that is the chord. So now let's go ahead and animate. All right, so let's go ahead and animate this. Now I already have videos on specifically how to animate melodies and different methods. So I'm not gonna go into depth, but pretty much you're just kind of putting life into the melody, right? So you're playing it digitally pretty much by offsetting notes and stuff. So we can like move, just for an example, like this is pretty much animating the melody. Right, obviously you put more time to it, but that's pretty much animating. So let's just do something basic. We can kind of use these notes, and if you want to, you could do stuff like this. And this is where your melody becomes unique, because this is all up to you, right? And what you like and what notes you want to put. So and let's actually copy this over twice, so we have two different like melodies. And I just want to leave a little bit of space for like some stuff at the top melody. So let's go ahead and get started with our top melodies. All right, so now what we're gonna do is do our top melody, and I went ahead and color coded this so we can know the difference between the top and our bottom notes. Now for this, what we're gonna do pretty much is take some of these notes down here and pull them up an octave to pretty much complete our top melody. Now, if you're not sure how to start your top melody, what you can do is take your original chord. So you can come up here, we go to minor, just so we can see the notes of our original chord, pull them up an octave, and you could use the top note, so the third note in this chord, to get a for sure good sounding melody. Now, does this mean you have to start there? No, but if you're not sure and you're like, man, I don't want to mess this up, you can start here and kind of go down, right? So if you don't want to start there, you know, you can still, you know, do a bunch of stuff like this, right? You do not have to start there, and I just want to show you that you can go off of this note, but if you want a for sure good melody, you can use that. So we can use this, right? You can pull things up an octave. Let's pull this up an octave, change the color. If you want to pull stuff up over here, I don't know why it keeps doing that, you can. I think I want to just reuse this, because if we use the same G, which is literally the same note right here, I don't think that will sound that interesting, right? I just kind of like the flop. So from here, say you want to add a note somewhere right here, what I would do, and the first thing I would try, because with music you're not going to get it right every time, is I would take the last note that I have in the top melody, so this one, and what you can do is create a chord either backwards or forwards. Now I want to go down with this, so I'm gonna do it backwards. So skip this note, place, and then move it over. Okay, and that sounds pretty good to me, right? And then from here, you can kind of look down here and just look at some of the notes that you have. I'm looking at this F already because of this E and this F, and we can create like these little connecting notes. And then we can even try this A sharp, like right here. And then let's do this note right here. Just to make it a little bit more interesting. So now we have a unique melody, and then let's maybe add a little something right here. Let's do like a little flam. Okay, and then let's move this over for this half. And then I want to change this up a bit so it's not the exact same. Okay, and that is the top melody. So now we're going to go on to the next part to kind of add variations. All right, so now I'm going to add some variation on the second half. Okay, so there's a million ways, but a new way that I want to show you is actually repeating the process we did in the beginning. So you see how we pulled it up an octave and then we had the fifth. You could do that same thing, but on our new note, right? So on our top melody, we can take this, and if you want to, and I just went ahead and change the color, you can do the 6 thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then place. And then we have our E, and then if you look, the E is even in our melody already. And then you can pull this A up an octave. And then let's just replace the color. And that is our range to work with. So now we can kind of play around with these notes You can kind of do all type of stuff. Right, you can just play around with the notes. So I'm gonna just do something just quick. Probably do something like this. And then let's trickle this down. Let's try offsetting this. Then I'm gonna offset some of these notes just a little bit so it doesn't play exactly. And then we just copy this over. And then at the end, I'm gonna just add one little end part right here. Okay, I like that, and I think that's good variation. So now we're pretty much done with this, and this is the whole thing. You can see all the levels, and I probably should put the bass line as a different color. Let's do like blue. And that is how we built this from scratch all the way up. So what I want to do is just add a few more sounds just to kind of solidify it. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now what we're gonna do is just add like a guitar bass to this just to finish it off. I wanted to add like a piano, like counter melody or something extra, but I think this video is a little bit too long already, so I'm gonna just stick with the bass. So you know, obviously the bass is easy. You can just kind of freestyle this, you know, you do your little same melodies just to make the melody a little bit more full. And of course we are missing processing, like putting effects, but you know, let's do something like this. And then the bass just adds another layer of melody to it that I really like. And that's pretty much it. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, adding effects and stuff to your melodies will make them sound a lot better. But this is like the bare bones. I want to make sure everyone understands this at this point, especially if you've been watching my channel for a while. So that's it for this video. Hopefully this helped out. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.